So on the board we have written a chemical reaction. And I'm going to show you this chemical reaction in just a second. In this chemical reaction you have aqueous iron ion here in the form of this iron chloride solution that I have, with thiocyanate, which I have in the form of this ammonium thiocyanate solution here. These ions in solution, when you put them together, they will react and form a new kind of ion, an iron thiocyanate complex ion, we call it. And the way that you know this happens is this is light brown, this is colorless, and this is kind of a deep red, bloody kind of color, as you shall see in just a moment. And so that's the basic reaction. It's pretty simple. You put black in colorless, you get red. And we're going to use this today to introduce ourselves to some really key concepts that we're going to use going forward. So I'm going to show you this a little bit. I'm going to take just a little bit of a test tube. I'm going to put just some water, some DI water into it. And then I'm going to add 6 drops of iron just to the water. This is the iron, the +3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll shake that up just a little bit. Now, here's what I want to talk about. Let's look at the stoichiometry of this reaction. What's the ratio that they should react in? Should be 1 to 1, right? So, assuming that the concentrations are similar, what should happen whenever I put, and I don't know if you can tell, maybe I don't know from the, can you even tell that's a light brown? So here, what we're going to do is we're going to put the the ammonium thiocyanate in here. And what should happen?
Well, it says turn red, right?
It says it should turn red, so let's see if we can see that. I've just put 3 in. Can you see that in the back there? Definitely turned red. And 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, what does stoichiometry tell us? We put 6 of one in and 6 of the other in.
They all react.
What?
They all react.
They all should have all reacted, right? So what should happen when I put more in? Let's go back to the grilled cheese analogy, okay? Remember the grilled cheese analogy?
Yeah.
Here's the with the grilled cheese, we would say, well, we have a 2 to 1 relationship. So if you have 6 pieces of bread, if you throw into the kitchen 6 slices of bread and 3 pieces of cheese, the cook should be able to put out 3 sandwiches, right? So what would happen if you gave the chef, the cook, 3 slices of cheese, 6 slices of bread, and then gave them more bread?
You just have bread left over.
You just have more bread. Would they keep giving you more sandwiches? So what should happen here? We just put 1 to 1 ratio, 6 drops of this in, 6 drops of this in. So what should happen now when we put more in? Nothing should happen. So it should not get more red. Everyone agree? So we put another drop in and it doesn't get any, oh wait, is that showing up on the camera? Is it getting more red? Getting significantly more red. And I put like a dozen drops in. Oops, I gotta need more. So how long will this happen? So I think it's still getting dark, but it's dark enough now it's hard to tell that it's changing anymore. Alright, so that's a little weird. So we've given the chef 3 slices of cheese and 6 slices of bread, and they made what they made, and then we threw more bread in and then we got more sandwiches out somehow. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Alright, so one thing I haven't really addressed, I said assuming that these are the same concentration, right? So what would you guess now about their concentrations? If this happens, I put some of this in, and I put a lot more of this in, and it kept reacting. What does that tell you about their concentrations?
They're different.
They're different. So in fact, you might guess that the one that it just a little bit of might be a lot more concentrated, and that might be true. I know the concentrations, but I haven't told you. So what's a good way to test that hypothesis? What if I flip it around? What if I see, last time I started with this stuff, and I added a bunch of this, and it kept reacting, right? So what if I flip it around, right?
Yeah.
If I start with this stuff, the thiocyanate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got 7 there. So maybe this other stuff was way more concentrated, right? So let's test that. Everybody ready? Let's count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. So now we should be at a stoichiometric balance. So what should happen now when we put more in? Nothing.
No.
So whichever one we put in, putting more and more and more of the other, even a lot more than we put of the first, makes it react more. How can this be? Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? And it doesn't make sense because we are making an assumption that is not correct. Here's the assumption that we are making that is not correct. We are assuming that all of the ions that are there react with thiocyanate when you put them in. So imagine, if you will, that we have, I'm just going to draw 6, black circles to represent the iron. And now I'm going to draw 6. Oops, I shouldn't have used red for that because red should have, oh well, that's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the thiocyanates. And so what we assume is that whenever they react, that our assumption we're making is that everything we put in reacts and becomes these things, right? But here's what is, here's a different way to think about it. What if whenever you put 6 of this and 6 of that in, what if only 1 or 2 of those actually react? So 2 of these, go become like that, and the rest are all left here, right? So it's not like, so to go back to our grilled cheese analogy, here's what happened. It's not that we gave the chef 6, it's not like we gave the chef 6 slices of bread and 3 slices of cheese and got 3 sandwiches. It's like we gave the chef 20 slices of bread and 10 slices of cheese and got 3 sandwiches. See what I'm saying? So they had leftovers of both things. They could have made more, but they didn't. But then, and so what's happening, if we go back to this analogy, or back to the reaction here, right now we have just iron in here. And, oops, I might have put too much iron in, we'll see. And whenever I add the thiocyanate, this is not a good, I put way too much, I need to do that again. So here's our iron. We put in the thiocyanate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I've put equal amounts in. But they didn't all react. I still have iron in there. I still have free iron ions in there, and I still have free thiocyanate ions in there. They're just not reacting yet. But for some reason, when I put more of the thiocyanates in, they react more. It's like the chef wants to have a buffer there left over, and when you shove more of one ingredient in, he'll make more of the grilled cheese sandwiches. And so I think I don't like the videos to get too long, so turn it off.